Dr. Bickman, I know we've had segments on the show where around menopause, just physiologically with the drop in estrogen, we have changes in our vaginal mucosa and just physiologically that make it more uncomfortable maybe to have sex. So I'm just curious, Lonikaye, have you seen an OB-GYN? Have you had an exam? Like, how's the machinery working down there?
Yes, when I went to the doctor, I went for basically my annual checkup, and she was doing a pap test, and she said to me, "You have a very young vagina."
All right.
Let's give it up.
All right. And then, Dr. Bickman, maybe you could elaborate on what that means. Like, is that something people say? Or OB-GYNs say?
What I'm assuming the doctor meant was when we are older and we go through menopause, like Dr. Batra said, the estrogen goes down, and estrogen affects all of our body and our vaginal tissue. And decrease in estrogen can make the tissue look pale and thin and contracted, and the tissue doesn't look as full. And sometimes it can get really red and inflamed. And your doctor was probably expecting to see something more on that level and saw it looked really, really healthy instead, and was calling it very young. Are there things you do to stay so healthy?
Well, I exercise. That when I wake up in the morning with that desire, the first thing I do is put on my gym clothes and head off to the gym.
Okay, so you're harnessing that energy that way. Wow, good for you.
I will walk for a few laps, swim for a few laps. I do 25 laps in the pool.
Nice.
Wow.
I do weights to keep from getting so flabby and everything like that. But that's the way I burn off that desire. I just work it off in the gym.
Lonikaye, was sex important to you? Like, say, when you were 40, 50 years old, was this always kind of an important part of your life? Because I'm thinking there was a JAMA study recently that said women 40 to 65 who placed an emphasis on sex at that window of their life, it kind of remains really important for them. So I'm just curious if this was always part of your life, and that way you've kind of used it and therefore not lost it.
Well, maybe that's it, because I was kind of late getting started with sex. I was a virgin when I was 20, you know, so I was kind of late getting started. And then after my husband passed away, I didn't have a mate for a long time. But maybe it's just driving me crazy.
Well, here's what I think, Lonikaye. I think
we know what you need.
I think you are absolutely a gem, and we would love for you to try to meet someone. So we're gonna hook you up. Matchmakers in the city is offering you private consultation and a date coaching session at their LA offices, free of charge. So they're gonna try to help you get out there and meet a man who's intelligent enough and strong enough for you. He's out there somewhere, but it doesn't hurt to have a little help. Dr. Bickman, thanks so much for being here. And Lonikaye, come back anytime.
Yeah, we want you to come back.
Come back anytime. We'd love to have you back on.